So I do have a question about it. Actually, my question was about it. It's about constant learning. So you mentioned that like you are constantly learning, reading, and like if you don't do that, they probably fall quite behind, right? In terms of knowledge. So what about you? Like, how do you keep up with the pace? How do you keep up with the latest development? And are there any sources that you can share? That you can suggest to people about? But these are my sources. This is how I do. This is how I would advise you to do.
Yes. So you can definitely follow my podcast and learn there.
That's why we can share that there. Yeah.
Yeah, I put a link here. I think podcast is a great way to learn. There is a video and there's audio podcasts that I'll definitely suggest you guys find the one you like. There is different ones. There are some about news, there's some about interviews, and some on practical, and start listening to them. You don't always have to watch. Some of them are listen only, but it's a quick way. There's some of even daily. Cyberwire, for example, it's a daily podcast that has like gazillions of listeners, but it's basically a very short podcast that tell you what happened today and yesterday in cybersecurity. So this is one part. Also, when you know what's happening in cybersecurity, it's become almost a conversation starter. Because let's say you joining today for an interview. Like, hey, how are you doing? And you can jump right to the interview, but you can also say, oh, it's so interesting that the Log4j happened yesterday. Okay, that didn't happen yesterday, happened 18 months ago. But you up to date, and the person that's listening to you, like, oh, dude, you know what's happening. So this is great. So keep up to date with podcasts. There are YouTube channels as well, Udemy, Coursera. There's tons of different things. But this is more training. I think podcast is a good way to learn. Join groups on Facebook and LinkedIn. Definitely be active on LinkedIn and look and follow people that you think are producing news content. For example, I don't produce news content. I'm not in the news industry. I produced content related to vendors and how they work. So if and when I hope you follow me, not expect me that I'll tell you what's the latest news, but I'll tell you how technologies are working right now. What are the important technologies? Where the technologies are going, for example. And you understand different new acronyms that are happening. So LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, I think there's a great services. Just LinkedIn itself, oh my God, how much information is there?
Yeah, there's a lot of like copy paste information also, so it's definitely, if you follow certain people, then that kind of information will fall in front of you, right?
So this is the daily, the one I mentioned about the Cyberwire. I think it's great podcast to listen to. Just kind of, if you want to keep up to date on what's happening with the news, and at the same time, if you don't like to read, listen, you can read. If your reading is even this podcast, there's a transcript. You can click on transcript and read it. So there's multiple ways to do it. Now, other part, create or join groups, WhatsApp, Telegram, LinkedIn, friends. Have a healthy debate with people where you can ask questions and you can listen to people asking questions. Because reading one is good. But if you're in a group and somebody posts a news and you can have a debate with someone, debate, not argument, then it's good. Because through debate and through problems, we learn. My personal perspective, the best time you learning is when shit doesn't work, when stuff break down. This is the fastest way you learn, because you need to fix something, you need to understand something. You mind going to a super activity, you're researching, you're reading, you're calling support. And during this time, because you don't know what's not working, you're learning very fast. And I can guarantee you're going to remember this for a long time because you spend so much time learning this.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.